Hey everyone, welcome back. We're here with another round of great deals that you can grab right now in the Steam store. And every game in the video is at an all-time low, and most of them are under $5. We do have a couple that are outside that price range at the very end, and there's a new demo that I have to show you for a game that has a planned release for next month. So we'll talk about that. Alright folks, let's dive in. Fury Unleashed is a 2D run-and-gun platformer that feels like a comic book come to life. Now, it's a fast-paced action roguelike where you're blasting through the panels of a living comic, chaining together kills to keep your combo meter going. The gameplay and controls feel great, the art is gorgeous, and it's packed with bosses, upgrades, and offers both local and online co-op. Now, you can wrap the game up in about 8 hours, but there's plenty of replay value and customization for your character, and right now, it's just $1.99. Alright, and next is Tangle Tower, which is a clever, fully voice-acted detective adventure game where you investigate a strange murder. It's got incredibly sharp writing, a good sense of humor, and beautiful art that keeps you hooked in from start to finish. Now, if you love classic mysteries or puzzle-solving games, this is a gem that'll take about 5 hours to wrap up, and right now, it's just $3.99. Next up is Wolfstride. Now imagine Cowboy Bebop meets giant robot battles. That's Wolfstride. You control a team of washed-up criminals trying to make it big in a mech fighting tournament. Between customizing your robot, taking odd jobs, and exploring the city, the game delivers style, emotion, and strategy in equal measure. Now it offers about 15 to 20 hours, and right now it's just $3.74. Loop Hero is an addictive strategy roguelike where you rebuild the world by placing cards that shape your adventure. Enemies, terrain, and loot all come from your choices. Now each loop gives you new gear and materials, letting you unlock new classes and upgrade your camp between runs. It's all about balancing risk and reward. Now the runs can stretch on with a full clear taking about 25 to 35 hours. Right now you can grab it for just $2.99. Savant Ascent Remix is a fast 2D chaotic bullet hell game where you rocket up a robot-infested tower. Using magical blasts and slick dodges, you'll unlock new abilities, absorb enemy powers, and battle everything from laser sharks to cosmic samurai in non-stop action. Now it is a shorter game at only about an hour or two to wrap up, but the replay value is pretty high. And right now you can grab it for just $1.99. The Darkness 2, which is a fast, violent FPS where you play as Jackie Estacado, a mob boss cursed with an ancient demonic force. The game blends gunplay with supernatural powers, letting you dual-wield firearms while demonic tendrils tear through your enemies. It leans into that comic book art style, filled with brutal imagery, twisted humor, and a demon companion who's as chaotic as he is disgusting. It is a shorter game at about 5 to 6 hours, but it's incredibly memorable, and right now, it's just $1.49. Alright, and next is Creepy Tale 3, Ingrid Penance. Now this is a dark fairy tale puzzle adventure that follows Ingrid, a spoiled girl who falls into the underworld after disobeying her parents one too many times. Now down below, she's stalked by bizarre creatures who want to eat her, torment her, or just turn her into a decoration. Her only companion is Malik, a sarcastic demon who might be her best chance to escape, or maybe just leading her to her doom. The game blends clever puzzles with a fully voiced story that should take about 5 to 6 hours to wrap up, and right now, it's at a brand new low at just $2.99. Scars Above is a sci-fi third-person shooter that mixes combat, exploration, and light survival mechanics together. You play as Dr. Kate Ward, a scientist stranded on a hostile alien world after a mysterious structure pulls her far from Earth. Now, she isn't a soldier, so you'll have to rely on crafted gadgets, elemental weapons, and careful stamina management in order to stay alive. The alien planet is varied and intriguing, letting you explore swamps, frozen wastes, and ancient ruins full of secrets. It also leans into investigation, asking you to scan wildlife and artifacts to uncover knowledge and even unlock new abilities. Now, it can be a bit difficult at times, but if you're up for it, it should take about 7 to 8 hours to wrap up, and right now, it's just $2.99. Next is Sunshine Manor, which is an 8-bit style horror adventure game where you play as Ada, a girl who dares to spend the night inside of a haunted mansion. The game mixes spooky atmosphere with quirky characters, puzzle solving, and trips between the real world and the demonic realm. You'll have to avoid a stalking entity known as the Shadow Man while uncovering dark secrets that tie into the events of the prequel Camp Sunshine. The retro visuals and 80s-inspired soundtrack give it a fun, nostalgic vibe, while the little bit of humor that's there keeps it from ever feeling too heavy. Now this one should take about 2 to 4 hours to wrap up, and right now it's at a brand new low at just $3.19. DARKWOOD is a top-down survival horror experience that builds dread without cheap jump scares. By day, you'll scavenge unsettling forests for supplies, crafting weapons, setting traps, and reinforcing your hideout. And then at night, you just simply try to survive. The world is harsh, mysterious, and deeply atmospheric, with grotesque characters and branching storylines. Every run feels different thanks to the random events and the evolving threats that slowly consume the land. Now this one is incredibly challenging, very unforgiving, but that intensity makes every escape feel earned. This is one of the best games in the genre, and right now, it's just $3.74. Next up is CARRION, which flips the usual horror script by letting you play as the monster. You control a writhing mass of flesh, breaking out of captivity, hunting down scientists and soldiers as you grow stronger. Now the gameplay is fast, fluid, and surprisingly strategic as you squeeze through vents, ambush enemies, and unlock new abilities that help you spread terror throughout the facility. The pixel art is smooth and gory, leaning heavily into 80s body horror vibes, and exploring the world has a light Metroidvania feel to it. Now it is a shorter game at about 5 hours, but right now you can grab it for just $3.99. Death's Door is a stylish action-adventure game where you play as a crow who's been tasked with collecting souls. Now when your assigned soul is stolen, you chase the thief into a world where nothing dies naturally, and ancient beings hoard their power. Combat is simple but rewarding, blending melee, ranged attacks, and magic, with upgrades to tweak your playstyle. The world is melancholic and whimsical, full of strange creatures, clever writing, and memorable boss fights. Every region feels distinct and loaded with secrets and small emotional beats that give the story a surprising amount of weight. If you still have not played this one, it is a hidden gem for sure, and right now it's just $3.99. Next up is Owlboy, which is a story-forward platformer set in a beautiful sky world. Now in this one, you're playing as Otis, and you'll have to protect your home from an invading group of sky pirates. You'll explore floating islands, recruit friends who act as gunners, and uncover long-buried secrets. The pixel art is stunning, and the soundtrack fits perfectly. With large dungeons, boss fights, and a strong cast of characters, it balances heartfelt storytelling with light action and exploration. It should take about 8 to 10 hours to wrap up, and again, right now it's just $3.99. InMost is a cinematic puzzle platformer told through 3 interwoven characters. You have a knight in a crumbling castle, a child exploring a mysterious home, and a wanderer searching for meaning. Now you'll solve environmental puzzles, spring deadly traps, and uncover a dark, emotional story meant to be experienced in a single session. Again, here you have gorgeous and moody pixel art. The soundtrack helps sell the heavy themes, and even though it's only about a 4 to 5 hour game, it delivers a powerful narrative about grief and sacrifice. Again, this is a hidden gem in my opinion, and right now you can grab it for just $4.49. Next we have Full Void, which is a cinematic puzzle platformer set in a dark future ruled by rogue AI. Now you play as a lone teenager navigating abandoned cities, solving environmental puzzles, and hacking machines to try to stay alive. Now, this is a game of trial and error. You're definitely going to die a lot, so if that's not your thing, this might not be a game for you. It does lean more into tension than outright violence. The hand-drawn art and minimalistic sound design help to build that sense of isolation, with each screen carefully composed to tell the story visually. Now, it should take about 2 to 3 hours to work through the story, but like I said, it is a lot about trial and error, so you'll probably get double or triple that. If you enjoy games like Inside or Another World, you'll probably enjoy this one as well, and right now it's at a brand new low at just $4.79. Return is a post-apocalyptic action-adventure game where you come back to your ruined home planet after 200 years away. What you find is it's full of mutated creatures and forgotten history. As you explore cities, wastelands, and hidden ruins, you'll find lore, new allies, merchants, and powerful weapons to upgrade. The bosses are definitely the highlight here, and they drop valuable rewards that expand your abilities and help fuel your ship's restoration. It's a moody, lonely journey with light RPG elements and fast combat, great for players who enjoy digging into a mysterious world at their own pace. It should take about 4 hours to wrap up, and right now it's at a brand new low at just $4.79. Alright, next is Amnesia The Bunker, which is a tense first-person horror game set in a World War I bunker. Now you're trapped underground with almost no supplies, and a creature is hunting you. You'll explore pitch-black corridors, managing limited resources, and trying to keep the lights running in order to stay safe. Every decision matters. Noise, light, and timing can mean life or death, and the game does give you a surprising amount of freedom to get creative with solutions as you search for a way out. It's a compact, replayable entry in the series that brought it back to its glory days, and right now it's at a brand new low at just $4.99. The Mummy Demastered is a gorgeously grim 2D run-and-gun that channels old-school Metroidvania exploration into a tight, action-packed adventure. You're part of Prodigium, a monster hunting squad thrown into a nightmare as undead hordes overrun London, and it's up to you to blast through tombs, sewers, and cursed streets to find your teammates. The pixel art hits hard, the weapon variety from assault rifles to flamethrowers definitely helps to keep combat fresh, and hidden relics reward exploration with meaningful upgrades. Now this one should take about 5 hours to wrap up, and again it's at a brand new low at just $4.99. Next up is The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series. Now this is Clementine's full emotional journey, remastered, all 4 seasons, 400 days, and the Michonne miniseries bundled with visual upgrades and a bounty of extras. Now, if you haven't experienced Telltale storytelling, this is the way to do it. Every choice shapes your relationships, consequences linger, and the writing will sucker punch you more than once. You're looking at more than 40 hours from the pickup, and right now you can grab the entire series for just $4.99. Alright, and next is Deadzone Rogue, which is one of my favorite indie games of the year. It's a roguelike FPS built for short, violent runs with epic boss encounters. Perfect if you love loot-driven shooters with strong upgrade loops. Now you'll blast through biomechanical enemies across a derelict spaceship, pick up powerful weapons, and stack augments that reshape each run. The combat is fast, the weapon variety is legit as hell, and permanent upgrades mean that even when you fail, it still feels like you're making progression. Now, it is built with co-op in mind, offering up to 3-player lobbies online, and it runs incredibly well on the Steam Deck. Right now, it's at a brand new low at just $18.74. Alright, and next is Tormented Souls II, which is the sequel to the acclaimed survival horror hit, and it brings Caroline Walker back for another nightmare. After her sister begins drawing horrific visions that end up coming to life, they head to a remote clinic in the mountains and uncover a terrifying new mystery. Now this one channels classic Resident Evil energy with fixed camera angles, eerie puzzles, and limited ammo, but adds in new reality-shifting mechanics that twist time and space. Now you should get about 10 to 12 hours from the pickup, and right now it's just $26.99. Alright folks, and finally I want to talk about Neon Inferno, which is a game that just got a demo over on the Steam store. They have a planned release for next month, and this is one of the coolest new games I've played in a very long time. It's a gritty cyberpunk side-scrolling shooter that also has gallery shooting mechanics as well. You'll be taking on rival gangs in neon-drenched New York City. You can attack enemies both in the foreground and the background, deflect bullets with slow motion, and even hop in vehicles to chase down targets. On top of all that, you can play by yourself or with a friend in local co-op, and there are multi-phase boss fights as well, which were a major highlight for me. If you're into run-and-gun action and flashy pixel art with tons of style, definitely add this one to your wish list. Alright everyone, that wraps up the video. Thank you as always for hanging out. Did any game catch your attention? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video or you found it helpful, hopefully we earned a subscription today. Please remember to leave a like on it, share it around, and I'll catch you on the next one.